I always say that believe in collaborations and growing together. I mean, there are a lot of things I can discuss based on my experience, but first thing first, you need to have a team because
Yes.
it's a community, right? It's a community that, and you might be running out of passion or energy, or you might not be able to contribute in the future due to personal and social responsibility. So at that time you would need someone, I mean, step up and get your position and start managing the community.
Hi, sir. Welcome to my channel. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel to you all as well. Let me introduce Paresh Mayani. He's the organizer of GDG Ahmedabad, and he's one of the very first GDG organizers. And he's been my mentor for a very long time. He mentored me when I first started organizing GDG. He mentored me when I decided to apply for GDE. And yeah, he's been mentoring me ever since. He mentored me while I was initially starting writing to blog as well, right? So he started with service industry. He worked a lot, and then he founded his own startup. He's a very well-known name in the community. He mentors a lot of people along with working on his own startup and along with working on his own community. If you go to any community over Gujarat, you might see him. Even if a day fest happens outside Gujarat, within Gujarat, say outside Ahmedabad, say Baroda or some other place, he or his team, anyone from his team will always be there, even outside Gujarat as well. All over India, any day fest happens, he or his team will always be there. So, yeah, welcome, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Rivu, for having me. And thanks for the opportunity for discussing and sharing a lot of insights and experience. So thanks again for having me. And couple of things that you mentioned, like I'm really glad to hear that my experience are being utilized by you. I mean, not experience, but some of the tricks and tips I have shared over the period of time. So I'm really, glad that it could be, if, I mean, it's utilized. So I'm really glad, and I'm really hopeful that it should be. I mean, knowledge should be doubled down and should be expanded from
Agreed.
person to person basis, and that's how community works. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh, Thank you, sir. So yeah, you talked about community. So let's start with community only. So
Mhm.
how did GDG Ahmedabad start? So I started working on community back in 2016 and 17, and at that time as well,
Mhm.
GDG Ahmedabad was a very well-known community, very established community. And whenever I travel to Ahmedabad, I stand in awe. Right, there's so much enthusiasm among the all everyone in the community, not only the organizers, and so much people wants to learn. So that
Yeah.
is something to admire. So how did it start, and what was the motivation to start a GDG? Because back then there was very few, right? Even throughout the world.
Right. Right. So I started this community chapter from GTUG time. At that time, it was Google Technology User Group back in
Yeah.
2011. So I started contributing to GDG Gandhinagar, that was being managed by at the time Deep Moteria. So I just started seeing like what they do, how they do, and all the sort of things. And then in 2012, I started. I mean, I co-founded. I mean, basically, I founded, and later Dhrumil and other team members, they joined hands over the period of time, and that's how we formed the team. And regarding like how I landed up on this opportunity, so I mean, I really love teaching. So, and for earning my pocket money during my master, last semester, last year of the master, I mean, last not last, but second year of my master, I started teaching during my I mean after my college, and that's how I started earning pocket money, and then that teaching became my passion for sharing knowledge. And then I started writing blogs, and then I started answering questions over Stack Overflow. So one day I thought, like, I should I get money for my teaching, I mean for sharing my knowledge. And that's how I quit that job, and I then jumped with another thought, I mean jumped on the community with another thought, that if I teach to 100 people, or maybe 50 or 20 people, I mean small group in one classroom, so I don't and second thought was like, if I write blog, so that is just one one class of people, those who read my blog. And due to, I mean, these all different thoughts, like I decided, like, let's start gathering offline meetups, and I mean start gathering offline and hosting meetups and events and the things. And that's how I landed on the GTUG community, and then later it got rebranded with GDG. And that is how we started GDG Ahmedabad way back in later. I mean, it was 15 September, I guess in 11 or 12. I don't remember the exact year, but it has been like 11 to 12 years being exploring this community horizon. Yeah.
That's great. So back. So yeah. On that note, another question comes to my mind that so nowadays when I started as well, then
Mhm,
I used to tweet about, hey, this meetup is happening. I used to post in Facebook. I
mhm,
used to post in all the social medias, right?
mhm.
So back then, social media was not that famous. There was Orkut, I guess. Yeah, Orkut was there, but
Orkut was there.
it was not that famous among everyone, right? So how do you used to get people come to meetup?
Yeah. So basically, like when we started GDG Ahmedabad, so we followed a simpler approach. Like we just started gathering and started approaching people who take interest in a particular topic. Let's say if we are hosting Android meetup, so we just share our that brochure or poster that we prepared,
Mhm.
share with those companies where they do Android
Okay.
development. So that was one of the ways that we followed. Like we then started gathering interest, and we then
Mhm.
started mentoring startups over the
Okay.
over the period of time. So that is
Uh-huh.
how, like, we started like creating interest and win-win situation for all. Like one company is looking for jobs, and another, I mean this side, there were members who are always looking for internship or jobs.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of the way. So we then started approaching companies for featuring their products, and
Uh-huh.
then giving them the stage to talk about their product that they have developed with either any Google technologies. So that is how, like, we started approaching companies and people, and that is how they started coming again and again. And then momentum is started, and now we are like 10,000 plus active members community over a meetup.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And
And yeah.
so yeah, I guess that also answers my next question: that how did you used to get speakers? So from those brochures only, someone would reach out to you saying, "Hey, I want to speak about something."
Correct, correct. And that is also a way. And second thing, you mentioned like GDG Ahmedabad team, right? We used to travel
Uh,
across the nation for delivering talks.
yeah.
So that is also like one of our strategy. I mean, this is definitely a community, not a company, but we also
Yeah.
community organizer. We also wants to get exposure and wants to
Yes.
meet people and interact over a lot of discussion and meetings and the things.
Yeah.
So
I,
that
I
this
think
is
that is the purpose of community, right?
right.
Networking,
So
interaction, and learning through that.
correct, correct, correct. So this is one of our strategies, that that like we Drumil. is attending couple of events. Like he attended Siliguri and Gandhinagar, and I this day fest I went to Nagpur, Pune,
Yeah.
Delhi, Gandhinagar, and couple of others, right? So that is how
Yeah.
we do. Like we attend events and we find out like which topics are interesting and how they execute, how they learn, what they host, and how they organize. Basically is like how they manage speakers and what privileges and like priority they give to speakers and participants and all these different set of learnings.
Yeah.
So that is how like this is also one of the ways like we invite speakers to our event. Approaching companies is one of the ways. Second, like we at GDG Ahmedabad manage the speaker database. So we have a complete list of all the speakers who have delivered talks so far. So we approach them when when we are looking for speakers. So that is how like we get maybe same set of speakers again and again. At the
Mhm.
same time, we also create opportunity for those who wants to start with delivering talks or sharing knowledge. So and we exclusively and we closely work with those people who wants to start with and they have either stage fear or language issue
Yeah.
and other like, and then they don't know like how to prepare presentation. So we guide them, our community work together with them, guide them, mentor them, and then put up the content, and then let's go on the stage and start delivering talks. So there are like success stories in recent past. Like if you might have observed like our last day fest 2019, there were 8 GDs got selected in 2020, and they
Yeah.
were speaker in 2019, and they were non-GDs at that time and later become GDs. Definitely we are not saying that it is just because of Devfest Ahmedabad event, I mean Ahmedabad community, but we are proudly saying that we were able to contribute 2 cents to their community efforts and contributions. So that is how we get
Mm.
speakers. So we give them privilege, we help them, we mentor them, we guide them, we help them in coming on the stage of verticals like social media. Thrumil is managing the ground level activities and
Yes.
coordinating with the agencies and getting things done or arrange and organize at the right time. Chaldeep is there, who is looking after the videos
Yes.
and other logistics and printing and a lot of other things, right? Dhruva is there, who is overseeing our women technical initiative. Utpal is there, who is overseeing our sponsorship vertical, and Hiren is there, who is overseeing our speaker vertical, and the web vertical is in under his territory. So that is how we have divided the responsibility, and we are just focusing on the areas that we have just decided that this is my territory to focus on, and that is how
Yeah.
we are staying always focused, that this is my territory, I need to take the decision and I need to execute this, so I'll do that. And another beauty of the having a team is, like you might have observed in GDG Ahmedabad team, like when Flutter is happening, Trumil comes in front. When
Yeah.
web is there, Hiren comes in front, and we all are in back, supporting, providing the required support to Hiren for executing the web event. So that is how
Mhm.
we one person come in front and other are staying in back and providing the required support. So that is how we are executing the events flawlessly without keeping dependency on anything and everything
Yeah.
for the community. So having a team would definitely help you. Second thing is like believe in collaboration, like,
Yeah.
and when it comes to collaboration, there are a lot of things that you need to brainstorm over. First is
Mhm.
I mean, you just need to connect the dots. And connecting the dots, I have discussed multiple times during my previous talks, online and offline.
Yeah.
So you should believe in connecting the dots, right? And these dots are like companies. So when you start connecting the dots, that means you are doing collaboration with those companies who are either building products or who are, looking for Android developers, Flutter developers, and there is a community pool, right? Community members who are always looking for, as I said, internship and jobs. So you connect the dots. So companies are there, talents are there, and there are also other a lot of things like universities, right?
Yeah.
They always want to train their students with the latest set of technologies. So why don't you just go there and host event and onboard them, and
Mhm.
then you may select two community members as like Android guide, and that is how like your community members would be able to unlock the opportunities that
Yeah.
is clearly not visible, but you have generated that opportunity for the community. So these are the
Yes.
different collaboration, and you may also collaborate with the communities which are already there in your city. So you
Yeah.
do cross collaboration, like let's say we collaborate with Ichai
Mhm.
and like couple of other communities, right? So Ichai and GDG developers is our territory. Each eye is there for the entrepreneurship. So we
Uh-huh.
collaborate, and they invite entrepreneurs, we invite developers, and that is how we
Yeah.
host some events in the year, and that is how like we bridge the two entities, and we bring all
Mhm.
the different entities of the community together, sitting in one room, and that is how like startup
That's great.
ecosystem grows. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really great and very valuable sessions. Most of them you already gave it to me back in 5 to 6 years back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite sure these will help our viewers who are looking to start a community a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, we covered something that if someone wants to start a community, but
Mhm.
what if someone wants to join a community? And answer is obvious, I know, but yes, some people still fear to how, or some people, a lot of people still have the question that how to be part of a community. So, say GDG Kolkata is happening, GDG
Mhm.
Ahmedabad is happening. How to be part of that? So,
So
what's
yeah. So taking part in the community or contributing to community, there are a lot of things that you can contribute. It
yeah,
doesn't, I mean, it's not necessary that you do coding, right? I mean, you don't need to be coder. If you're good at
yeah,
photography, then you can also do a contribution. If you are good at, let's say, social media, right? So
yeah,
you can join hands and you help them in promoting their events and taking it to a wider reach.
yes,
So there are a lot of aspects that you can contribution. Say, for example, these two are the things that I've just mentioned, like social media and photography. So we
mhm,
had a couple of other verticals in our DevFest Ahmedabad. Let's say we onboarded content writers
mhm,
for writing contents for the website, our presentation decks, and then emails and lot of other contents that we have generated for the event. So these are the different things that you can contribute to the community. Now, where to start is the biggest question. Like many
yeah,
people approach me, and of course you all organizers, right? That hey, I really want to, and they are, I mean, I have seen like people are really passionate. It is
yeah,
just that they are waiting for the opportunity and they don't know like where to start. So
yes,
um, that is where I always say that like your local organizers, they also speak your language only, right?
yeah,
And all the organizers, community organizers are down to earth. You should definitely approach them, discuss with them
yeah,
that, and then don't expect anything when you are contributing to community. Just
yeah,
start contributing, and even they don't invite you, go to there. I mean, I'm not talking about like going randomly, but if they are not looking for contribution, then also say for example they are not looking for photographers, but still you
mhm,
capture photo, and share it offline that, hey, here is my
Yeah.
creativity. They might start taking interest in your skill set and creativity. So, it, so for in the community, you need to look at the opportunity. There are a lot of opportunities. You need to grab it yourself. No one would teach you, no one would show you that here you can start. It is that you can grab the opportunity, and there are local organizers and people there in the community who can, always help you to start your
Yes.
contribution. And regarding the speaking contribution, right? This
Yeah.
is like one of the things that I have received uh, many times from the community that, hey, I want to start delivering talk, I want to deliver talk, but I am having stage fear or language issue, or,
Yes.
I'm not fluent in English. So I always say that, like, in which language you are comfortable. So they say, like, I'm in Gujarati. So I said, like, this is a community in Gujarat only. Start delivering
Yeah.
talks in Gujarati. We don't need to be fancy that we speak in, Hindi or English or Marathi or whatever language we have in our India. Like, there are a lot of languages. So
Yeah.
it is not necessary that we deliver just in English. I mean, what I believe, and I have always, asked people to do is, like, till the time you are able to convey your message to the participants, that language is fine, whatever the
Yeah.
language would be. So if you are fine and if your participants are comfortable with Gujarati, continue with Gujarati. So continue
Yeah.
with Hindi or English. So, and and another sentence I always say to people is, like, somewhere you have to start,
Yes.
and someday you have to start, and that day is today. So,
Yeah.
and third quote from my side I have always believed in is, like, so people say that, like, uh, I know many things, but there might be people who know already those things, right? But I
Yeah.
always say that, like, if one person who is not aware about that topic, and if he is able to, learn that from your presentation, then your delivery is fulfilled, your time is
Yeah.
worth to the talk. So just prepare some contents for the topics and the things that you have explored, experienced, and implemented. Just prepare. Maybe you start with preparing 5 minutes content, and then, take a, like, quick tech talk in the community, flash talk,
Hmm.
take a quick talk that you can just take and deliver that. And based on your experience, like, you will be able to learn how to deliver talks efficiently and more perfectly. So that is how, like, you will be able to learn over the period of time, and based on the experience in delivering talks. So, and as I think I haven't shared my story, but that is how, like, I started delivering talk. Initially, I mean, initially you would not be traveling to all the places, but
Hmm.
later, once you are experienced, once you are familiar, face in the community, people will start inviting you, and that is
Yeah.
how you would be able to unlock the opportunities by delivering talks here and there. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a lot
Completely
of things
agreed.
I can talk about the community contribution. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
are
I
limited time. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, sir. We talked about it since I started, right? So,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Now coming to our next question, we talked
Mhm.
about community, but you are not only a community organizer or community founder, you are also a startup founder.
Right.
You recently started up, and how was the experience, and how is it different from doing job, and how to prepare yourself for the change from job to starting up your own company?
Yeah, long story short, like, शुरू मजबूरी में किया था, मजा अभी आ रहा
Okay.
है. Yeah, so it is not the easy, like, it wasn't the easiest decision I have ever taken in my life, because there were EMIs per month running,
Yeah.
and, like, quitting job and starting up from completely from scratch. So Yeah, so Soul Gurus is my company name. So we started this company like completely from scratch with different visions. Like we want to create an excellent culture that people would love to join and work with. Second, like we want to be like a client friendly company where clients and startups and agencies would be coming again and again for engineering their product. Third thing is like we want to engineer quality solutions, and that is where our tagline is like engineering quality solutions by employing
Yeah,
technologies with passion and love. So there are different like thoughts process and the vision and mission, like why we have started this company. So we started completely from scratch. That was one of the most challenging tasks uh, for us during the initial days, because we didn't had any clients in hand, nor any projects, nor anything. Like we just started, I mean, with a thought that we want to establish such a like culture and people friendly company, and that is how we started. So initially, like we started building our portfolio. Like me and Lokesh, my partner, we built a couple of products, and that is how like we build the initial engineering, the showcasing product, that we showcased in the couple of companies, and that is how like we won our very first project, and that is how like the journey started. So there are a lot of challenges you would face when you start, but as I said in my DevFest talk, like when you start, there will be thousand hands will be out there in the companies and community who will lift you up. So
yeah,
you never know, and this is true in our case. Like we didn't expected, or we were not expecting that these people would help us. I mean, people from nowhere is coming forward and helping us, and sharing some projects and works with us, and that is how we started. And now we are working on multiple like projects. Couple of those are like, one of the project recently hit 1 million downloads with managing 4.9 ratings, 4.9 ratings across 8,000 reviews.
wow,
So that is the engineering practice I just talked about, and that is what we want to do. So there are success stories, like similar success stories. One of the startup got featured in a newspaper, and they have also
Mhm.
crossed 1 lakh downloads.
Wow.
And so these are the different success stories. So creating, doing job. So I did that practice for I guess 15 plus years, like
Yeah,
12 to 13 years as a like programmer and managing different roles, and 4 to 5 years doing teaching during my MCA, I mean master degree,
Mhm.
right? So I did job for 15 plus years. So that was one of the like best moment for me to decide like what I want to do now for the next decade, because this decade I've spent learning and experiencing things. Now
Mhm.
what I want to and what I should do next, and what is the next challenging things that I haven't done for, I mean, forever in my life so far, right? So this was the thing, and that was the decision. That was the moment. I took this decision that we are now starting up, and देखा जाएगा जो होगा वो. So that is how like we started up, and we are now 3 founders. And another
Well,
like strategical thing is like we three are managing the different vertical of the business. So Satendra is there, who is overseeing our HR, admin, finance, and all the other operational activities. I am there nowhere in between these two person. Like Lokesh is completely overseeing technical and being a like technical management and like multiple things. So I'm in between these two people managing the CEO chair. So yeah, so this. three. I mean, we have divided the responsibility. As I again
Yeah.
say that I believe in the teamwork,
Yes.
and executing it together and growing together. Yeah,
That's great. That's really great to hear. And you started up in Ahmedabad only, right? Your own
right,
city.
right.
So, how the startup ecosystem is evolving over Ahmedabad? So, startup ecosystem when it generally started, it was focused in Bangalore, Mumbai, and big cities only, right?
Mhm.
But over the time since COVID started, I am seeing that startup ecosystem is also booming in Kolkata, Ahmedabad, and other cities that were earlier only focused on non-startup big companies, right?
Right,
So how is
right.
it evolving now?
So, I mean, I would partially agree. Like, startup ecosystem is, a buzzword. I mean, startup is a buzzword in
Yeah.
Bangalore or Delhi only. But I have seen, like, uh, during like last couple of years, like I
Mhm.
have seen, like, there is like people have started focusing more on SaaS products,
Yeah.
right? Like Zoho, and these are the like success stories from India, right?
Mhm.
So people
Yeah.
have started, and Keka is another one.
Mhm.
So I mean, these are the different products, products like SaaS products that people have started focusing on building it, and solving regular and day-to-day problems using software, and they provide it on a SaaS model. And so, if I have to talk about the startup ecosystem in Ahmedabad, so like earlier, I mean, during my initial days of the career, so at the time I have seen like there were many service-based companies. I mean, providing IT services, right? So these days, like it's kind of like blend of
Yeah.
both the types. Like there are product companies, success stories are also there, like Creek Heroes, right? Which
Mhm.
is like very much popular application among cricketers for
Yes.
like they have solved problems around cricket ecosystem, and that is from Ahmedabad only. Second is Vastra app. Third
Yeah.
is cruise application, which is into the cycling and health and fitness startup, right? So these are
Yeah.
different success stories and startups
Uh-huh.
from the Ahmedabad ecosystem. So there are such similar success stories as well from Gujarat, and then so there are now companies who are focusing on building products as well as who are into providing services. And IT across Gujarat is one of the booming sectors.
Yeah.
So there are every now and then, like I get to hear like someone has started.
Mhm.
So now startup ecosystem is here booming, and it's currently definitely a demanding sector in the ecosystem.
Completely agree. And yeah, so would you agree with the point that if you are starting up, you don't have to move to Bangalore, Mumbai, or Delhi, or you don't have to move to any bigger cities.
In
You can
Yeah,
start up in your own city in
correct.
Ahmedabad.
In that regards, like I mean, I'm not saying like I'm just like talking about myself. So I haven't moved out of from Ahmedabad because I'm already staying far from my family, right? So I'm already
Yes.
away from my family. So and regarding like your statement, like you don't need to move to other cities for starting up, right? So if we look at I mean, if we look at the recent success story came out came out from Gujarat, like Device. They have
Yeah.
built product from Surat, second tier
Yeah.
city. So just imagine building product for, I mean, building a developer portal for developers. I mean,
Yes.
it's not that easy task, that right? Coding for something is even not easier. So just think about like they generate code using AI and algorithms, and I mean it's their USP that they
Mhm.
have created. So they have built the developers portal for developers. So I mean, this is a I mean, like really true thing I believe in, that you don't need to
Yeah.
move out from your city, and you need to basically create opportunity. You need to start, you need to solve problem. If your problems is really solving out people's problem and generating jobs,
Mhm.
there will be a lot of people out there who will join your vision and mission and help you in building out great
Completely
product.
agreed.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. Now, coming on to your mentoring part again. So, you mentored me while I was applying for GD, and not only me, you mentored, I guess, 4 to 5 GDs, current GDs, right?
Right.
What's your recommendation for my viewers who is aspiring to be a GD? How did they start, and how do they improve?
Yeah. So uh, like one joke here, like people used to, like I have observed in recent DevFest events, like people approach GDs and ask them the question like, how can I become GD? So I have always say that don't run after, badge, title, or
Yes.
certification or the things. I mean, GDs and such like nominated and recognized people, they deserved to be that title. I mean, they deserve to be a GD. They deserve to be a MVP, or let's say AWS solution architect.
Mhm.
So I mean, you don't, I mean, you deserve to be based on your contribution. So don't
Yes.
expect any rewards. I mean, as I said, community contribution is a long term fixed deposit
Yeah.
that the interest would be paying in the coming future. I mean, long
Yeah.
future that you would experience. So when, let's say, still you have decided to be a GD, right? GD is your goal for 23. So that is fine. But these people are nominated and recognized based on the contributions in the
Yes.
community. So you just focus on like how you can contribute to a particular developers community. Let's say you are like you are very hands-on for Angular technology, right? So you start building examples, you start delivering talks. If you're not
Yes.
comfortable delivering talks, then you may, write blogs, right?
Yeah.
Or there are a lot of different forms that you may start, creating examples and putting it up on GitHub and discussing with people. And I mean, they would create issues, and they would also help you in solving those issues and maintaining your libraries. So that is how you make the contribution. And I'm sure if you start coming forward and doing contribution, there will be people who will recognize your efforts and nominate for certain rewards and achievements. So GD is one of them, right?
Yeah.
So the end goal should not be the rewards, but it I mean, it starts with the contribution. So start
Yes.
contributing, focus on your quality of contributions, and then eventually you will ended up on, I mean, such opportunities would be landed at your place. So
Yeah.
yeah, so focus on creating contents, and content creation can be in form of multiple things like talks, GitHub, or maybe blog writing, or maybe creating videos like we are recording here, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like one of the ways of sharing knowledge and
Yeah.
doing activities for the developers community. Yeah. So
Completely
don't
agree.
expect to be a GDE, but rather you should be deserve to be a GDE. That is what I
Yeah.
always say. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I am not,
Completely agreed on that.
by the way, like disclaimer, I'm not myself a GDEs, but I have mentored people over
Yeah.
the period of time, helping them, mentoring them, guiding them that you should do this, and there are these are the things that you should try it out, contribute this, and then apply this, and like how the interview preparation was. So I've just shared my
Yeah.
experience, giving interviews, GDs interviews for twice. Thanks to Uttam Tripathi, who nominated me twice for the GDs, but unfortunately, my luck or GD program's luck that I'm not selected. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely the latter.
yeah.
Thanks, sir. And my next question would be so, what does the future of software development look like? So, with the release of ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, many new people I'm seeing they are worried. They ask me this question, and I know the answer. I answer them the same way. But for our viewers, if you would like to answer.
Yeah. So there was, I mean, this question was asked during GDG Gandhinagar event, that if there are, machine doing codes, then what we developers would do, right? So
Yeah,
I answered in very, one statement that for creating such product, developers will be required. So your
yeah,
jobs are not going anywhere. I mean, it is being, optimized, and your productivity is being increased. So it is indirectly or in any way, it is actually helping you out for becoming more productive.
yeah,
So it is not going out there. It is, I mean,
yes,
we are the people, like, for building ChatGPT, team is required, team of
yeah,
developers and engineers, and creative designers and QA, and lot of like people are there in the team who have built this product.
yes,
So building product, you require a team. So jobs are not going there. It is just to make developers life, and I mean, not just developers life more easier and
mhm,
productive, but let's say QA people's life easier. Content writing is like, people have started generating content using Chat GPT. So it is definitely generating content, but machine generated content is different, and a human generated content is different. I mean, of
mhm,
different level, right? So I have
yeah,
compared myself these two aspects, and readability in the human generated content is like very
mhm,
high as compared to machine
yeah,
generated content. So jobs are not going anywhere. It is just to help you out becoming
yes.
more efficient, more productive, and more focused actually.
Completely agreed on
Yeah.
that as well. And what's your opinion about no code and low code platforms?
Yeah, these days, I'm an active user of Product Hunt. So over
Yeah,
Product Hunt, I used to see almost every day or a week. I used to see like there are no code products are launched, right? Almost
yeah,
every week there are new products getting launched.
yeah,
So so this is what I have observed, and this is what I believe. Like, no code is definitely really helpful. I mean, it's really
yeah,
helping, and there are pros and cons of using Node. No code, right? So
mhm,
it is, first thing, like, it's really definitely useful when
yeah,
you want to launch quickly. And I mean, for branding website, I always prefer Webflow.
yeah,
So I always suggest to my clients that you use Webflow, or let's say WordPress, for launching the branding website. You launch your idea, and
yeah,
then we would develop the backend portal or CRM or CMS, whatever we call admin console,
mhm,
that we built using React Node or Angular. So
yeah,
once your idea is clicked, and once your um, uh, once you once your idea is clicked, basically,
mhm,
based on the feedback and the analytics that you would gather, based on that we would be able to decide that, like, whether we should start building a new set of features or not.
yeah,
So that is completely based on the feedback. So
mhm,
no code is really helpful in launching your ideas and the initial set of versions, right? Second, like, this is what I always I have observed, and I have always suggested my clients that, like, you should be having someone technical who can advise you and assist you in taking the decision by evaluating
Yeah.
such tech products. Because
Yes.
like Webflow, you don't receive the code. As far as I know, in WordPress, you can download the code and you receive the code.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
might be wrong because I haven't done, I haven't downloaded
I
code
have done.
from
I have
uh,
done. My earlier days when I
in
used to blog, I
WordPress or
used
Webflow.
WordPress.
Yeah,
WordPress.
WordPress you can download, but
Yeah.
I am not aware about Webflow. So that is what I said. Like if code is not going to be in your hands, and if you want to customize the product by adding
Yes.
more features on top of the initial set of features, then that is one of the tricky decision. So always
Yeah.
have a tech advisor who can assist you. So tech no code are definitely helpful feature. I mean helpful tools who can
Yeah.
help you in building initial set of products and initial set of features, and
Mhm.
also helps you in reducing the cost because you don't need to
Yeah.
build everything from scratch. Rather you can use such tools and drag
Mhm.
and drop and then export the code, and that is how you get the code, right? So there currently, like based on my, I mean I have talked about WordPress and Webflow. So we are
Yeah.
one of, and third product that is like device. So
Yeah.
we are the exclusive currently, like only solution partner or service partner for them, providing
Yeah.
solution to their end client who wants to use device. So device
Mhm.
basically, like I'm not I mean if I share my experience, so we don't build every screens from scratch. Rather we import
Yeah.
it on device, download the code, optimize it, and then put it in our actual project and build it and
Mhm.
showcase it to client. So that is how it is also helping early stage entrepreneurs. I mean those
Okay.
entrepreneurs who have just started and they are in the early stage of their startup and they don't have fund but they really want to launch it with a
Mhm.
minimal cost. So that is how it is really helping out. I mean the no code and low code platform tools are really helping out. But as I said, scalability aspect you definitely need to be worried and take a look at and
Yeah.
get assistance from a tech advisor.
Yeah. Completely agreed. And
Yeah,
yeah, those are actually really helpful if you use it cautiously and you know where to use which one.
correct,
So
correct, correct. Yeah,
yeah. And thanks, sir. That was all from my side. I don't have any more questions. And thanks for taking your time and sharing your valuable advices and comments on all my questions.
absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely. I mean, you and me both are, passionate about sharing our experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
So we can definitely go on and on for discussing about
Yeah. Yeah.
community, software development, and doing community contribution and lot of other things
Yes.
around the community and career. So but
Yeah.
as you said, like and I'm really thankful to you for having me in this YouTube video. And I mean I have enjoyed discussing, and I can go definitely on and on for discussing a lot of things.
Same here. Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
And every time I discuss with you, it's such a enjoying experience for me. Uh,
Right, right. I mean, we get to meet a lot of people
yeah.
and know their experience, learn from their experience, utilize basically for utilizing their experience
Yeah.
for our problems. So it's really definitely worth of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. Thank you,
And I
sir.
would be definitely more than happy to, get in touch with people if they are looking for startup mentorship, or maybe like as you said, like I used to mentor people for GDs and other programs and
GDGs.
community
Yeah.
contribution and lot of
Mhm.
other things. So I would be definitely I mean I have always loved doing that, and I would be more than
Yeah.
happy to do that. So please feel free to reach out.
Yeah. So, everyone, if you want to start a startup or if you want to start a community, if you want to prepare for GDs, if you want to just start community contributions, reach out to him. Location is
Yeah.
no barrier. I used to stay in Kolkata and he used to stay in Ahmedabad. And before I went to speak there, we never met. But
Correct.
he still mentored me a lot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, do reach out to him, and I'm quite sure he would be happy to help.
Yeah. All right, Rivu. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Yeah.